Today, we're looking at Krishna's Palmleaf. Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm an ink guy. I get inks, test them, and share the results with you. Now, Krishna's Palmleaf is a green ink, and to make sure I have a range of experience with this ink, I do the writing samples. I put the ink into a different pen for a day. I then put it into a Pilot Metropolitan with a medium nib to take my notes for this video. Now, before we get to the writing samples, let's look at the sciencey bits. And up first is the chromatography. And I agree with Vita that I have learned a lot by doing multiple chromatographies. The one on the left is done the way it's supposed to be done. We put a line of ink down immediately, put it into water for 10 to 15 seconds. And we see that this ink pushes immediately up. It looks like there's the faintest minty green on the bottom. We then see the green come in with more strength and a very vibrant blue at the top. The one on the right, I let dry for 10 minutes before I dunk it into water. That minty green at the bottom is much darker. It also lets us see the line of the ink that I put down a little bit more. We see the same green and the same blues, but the ink did not travel as far. Resistance tests are done to see how this ink can be expected to perform on the page, and more importantly, how hard it might be to clean from your pen. I let the smear dry for 3 days before testing it. Looking at the highlighter, well, big picture, it looks like it should be okay. The amount of feathering that I see going on, along with the normal spread that occurs with an ink that's not waterproof, it's the feathering that always makes me very risk averse and afraid to lose something important in my notes. Now, water's reactivating and lifting most all of this ink, but it's not all of it. We're seeing some of the minty green left behind. It is not all going away. But we do see a little bit of the paper wanting to come through. Pen Flush did everything the water did and nothing more. No added benefit of those chemicals. Now bleach, as would be expected, is completely removing it from the page. I am hoping there is no need for a 1/3 bleach solution to clean this out of your pen. And I did not need anything more than water to get this out of my pens. For the inks I've tested, I've found an average viscosity of 2.5, with the realm of normal being from 2.1 to 2.9. Krishna's Palmleaf has a viscosity of 3.2, making it a pretty dry ink. To find my average dry times, I use my writing samples with the extra fine and medium nib on Clairefontaine, Tomoe River, and Rhodia paper. For the inks I've tested, I found an average dry time of 17 seconds, with the realm of normal being from 13 to 21 seconds. Krishna's Palmleaf has an average dry time of 19 seconds, making it normal, the higher side of normal, but still normal. Now that with the dry time with how dry this ink is, it makes me feel that this is a very saturated ink, and there's a lot that goes down in that low flow. Now, let's look at the writing samples. I picked this ink up in bottle form when I ordered a whole bunch of inks from Krishna, and I've enjoyed them. To keep my writing samples consistent, I use a Jinhao 159 with a Goulet 1.1 stub, a Jinhao X450 with a Goulet medium, and a Jinhao X750 with a Goulet extra fine. Let's take a look at Clairefontaine. We get no bleeding, no ghosting. That spots me being sloppy. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. The extra fine is the exact same tone as the 1.1. It has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 10 seconds to dry. The medium gives us the exact same tone again with no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade, 17 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both show us no color variation. We weren't expecting it, we didn't get it, and the smear test you could likely recover if you smeared while you were writing. Now the interesting thing on this ink is when we go from paper to paper and we look at these tones, it's the same. It's very neat. Tomoe River. We have no bleeding, of course we have ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. The extra fine is the same tone with no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 18 seconds to dry. The medium has the exact same tone with no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, and 38 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both showed us no color variation. We didn't expect it, we didn't get it, and the smear test, you could not recover this if you smeared while you were writing.
Rhodia, no bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1 has all the same tone that we saw previously. Look at it on as a comparison from the Rhodia. Very nice. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade. The extra fine is the same tone as the 1.1. It has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. The medium, 12 seconds to dry. The medium is the exact same tone as the extra fine in the 1.1. No feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 18 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both show us no color variation. We didn't expect it, we didn't get it. And the smear test, you could likely recover this if you smeared while you were writing. So we tried different tone papers because it's been so consistent. Yellow Rhodia has no bleeding or ghosting. And we look, and same exact tones. Very nice, completely unaffected. Very consistent here. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade. The extra fine is the same tone with no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 12 seconds to dry. The medium is the exact same tone as the 1.1 and as the extra fine and the 1.1. It has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade, 18 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both show us no color variation. We didn't expect it, we didn't get it. And the smear test you could likely recover if you smeared while you're writing. So this is Hazel paper. The Hazel paper came with these Noon brocade pocket books from Hazel. Very nice paper. Performs very well. We have no bleeding, no ghosting. That's a sloppy spot on my part. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. The exact same tones. And look at that. Very nice, very consistent. The extra fine has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 7 seconds to dry. The medium, same exact tones, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade, 10 seconds to dry. Now the scrubby of the extra fine and the medium show us no color variation. We didn't expect it, we didn't get it. In the smear test, you could recover this if you smeared while you were writing. So this is the Vista notebook. It did not do well. The medium bled like crazy. The extra fine did not bleed like crazy, but it definitely seeps very heavy into the page. If you use medium, you could not use the back of the page. If you use the extra fine, you probably could use the back of the page. It does not come all the way through and touch the page underneath. It's just a matter of what nib you choose on how useful it is. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. The extra fine has the exact same tone as the 1.1 with no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 6 seconds to dry. The medium is the exact same tone as the 1.1 and the extra fine. No feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 9 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both show us no color variation. We didn't expect it, we didn't get it. And the smear test you could likely recover if you smeared while you were writing. So this is black and red notebook. No bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1, no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. The extra fine is the exact same tone with no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 8 seconds to dry. The medium is the exact same tone as the extra fine and the 1.1. It has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, 11 seconds to dry. The scrubby for both showed us no color variation. We didn't expect it, we didn't get it. And the smear test, you could likely recover, you could likely recover the extra fine, but not the medium if you smeared while you were writing. And that is all that I have for the writing series.
Instead of finding inks that look like Krishna's Palmleaf, I would prefer to find an ink that complements its color on the page. And I was looking for a very bright pink. That made me go with Private Reserve's Rose Rage. It's Angry Rose. No, it's Rose Rage. Before I give my opinion on this ink, I would ask, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if it's your first time here, I would invite you to subscribe. So what do I think of Krishna's Palmleaf? This is a very straightforward green. There's no other real standout properties of it. It does not change regardless with different nibs and different flows. It is this Palmleaf green no matter what. And if it is that kind of predictability that you want in your ink, this is a great green. Thanks for watching.